Good day everyone, Brayden here coming to you from the Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom walkway. This is a walkway that opened recently at the Walt Disney World Resort, where basically you can go from the Transportation Ticket Center, you can walk over to the Polynesian connects to the Grand Floridian, and now finally, the Grand Floridian itself now finally connects to the Magic Kingdom. The reason I went this way, I wanted to see the latest going on with Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, where Disney's doing a big refurbishment to the guest rooms, as well as adding a new Port Coaster and rebuilding the monorail station. Speaking of, here we have a monorail going by. This is such a scenic walk. I highly recommend you guys do it. Anyways, over at the Polynesian, they actually have the Port Coaster itself, the new covering that is going to go on the front. It is on site, and I believe they are painting it right now. It has those really cool Polynesian colors, you know, those warm colors with the oranges and the yellows and all of that, and also work on the monorail station itself, which they've completely rebuilt. It is looking really, really nice, where you can tell the work, it's coming together very, very quickly. They're getting this all done, and the plan is for next month, the Polynesian to reopen to guests with the new Moana themed guest rooms. And walking around the Polynesian, I noticed a lot of the spots where last time I was there, they were doing all sorts of work inside of the buildings, refurbishing them with the new Moana theme. That is now done, which is very, very exciting to see. There's still some places it's clear that they are definitely working, like at the club level rooms at the Hawaii Longhouse. That one, they've now covered up the windows where the concierge area is, where you get a really good view into the Magic Kingdom. So it looks like they're going to be doing an update in there as well. I suspect based on the current progress at the Polynesian, we're going to start to see guests occupy those new Moana rooms quite soon. Now it's time to head into the Magic Kingdom itself to see the latest going on with the Tron Coaster, as well as everything else happening here in the Magic Kingdom. As guests head into the Magic Kingdom this morning, the first thing you'll notice, every guest notice, is the scrim that is currently up on the Main Street train station. The Walt Disney World Railroad itself has been down for a while, and so has the Main Street station. So hopefully we'll see this exterior refurbishment they're currently in the midst of wrap up soon, because it really feels like these scrims have been up a long time. Right now you can see all of the characters leaving. They were just up here greeting guests that are entering the park this morning from a distance. If you missed them up here on the Main Street train station, no worries, because all these same characters and performers also do the character cavalcades throughout the day. Heading down Main Street here off to the side at the confectionery where Disney is doing some work, you can see they've now put up walls where it looks like they're doing some sort of exterior work on the entrance you have right here. Right now you can see there's quite a line here on Main Street to get a photo with the PhotoPass photographer with the 50th anniversary Cinderella Castle in the background, looking really good with the morning sun shining on it. Speaking of photo shoots, you might notice behind me there are some Disney balloons in a weird spot here in the expanded hub area where you have all that turf where people sort of relax over there. Right now they're actually doing a photo shoot over here with Disney balloons, and then you have Cinderella Castle in the background decked out in its 50th garb. Now that all of that is finally up, or at least most of it, I think now they're starting to do a lot of 50th anniversary promotional stuff, you know, getting a lot of those photos and things for when the 50th anniversary is actually happening, and they're doing all those television commercials and, you know, web ads and things like that. So I think that's what they're doing right now, is getting a lot of that promotional imagery. Now normally when I get to the hub, I don't know about you guys, I actually go towards Tomorrowland, but I know a lot of people go towards Adventureland. And while we do have Tron to talk about over in Tomorrowland, what I want us to check first is what's going on over here in Adventureland at the Jungle Cruise. Because over at the Jungle Cruise right now, you've probably heard Disney is updating the story. They're getting rid of some stuff that they say is outdated, quote unquote, whatever you might think of that. The first piece of one of the updates that we're getting here at the Jungle Cruise has actually been lifted into position with Trader Sam's gift shop. So I'm gonna go brave this standby line for you guys, and we're gonna see what this looks like. Exactly the same. So everybody, I just got off of the Jungle Cruise, and while I was on it, it was kind of hard to figure out what exactly was going on. So the first thing I noticed new is they've removed the tribal dancers from that one scene where they're sort of up on that hill in that sort of gazebo, that covering thing. They've removed those, they're updating that scene. And then we got to the part, it's right near the end. Now you have this lost and found structure that Trader Sam has sort of co-opted, and now he's gonna sell everything in it. He's made it into a gift shop. So sort of that's like the comedic element there that they're gonna be working with. The reason it's still covered up is because they've still yet to put everything on the inside. This update to the Jungle Cruise, they're doing bit by bit every single night. So if you look at the concept art of these updated scenes that we are going to have, you can see what Disney's vision for it is. It's gonna be very interesting to see how the ride differs before this change and when the change is complete, how the jokes differ, things like that. So hopefully that gives you a taste of what's going on with the Jungle Cruise and what this update's going to be like. So now that we've hit up the news over here in Adventureland, it is time to finally head over to Tomorrowland and see what is going on with Tron. Entering Tomorrowland, even more of that old gear pathway is getting sliced up, and the sections that were sliced up last time I was here now have that brand new Tomorrowland pavement. Well, I can't say I particularly enjoyed waiting in that Jungle Cruise queue for like an hour or something. We're gonna go on the People Mover because it is just the best place to see what's going on with Tron, so I think we have to start there. So everybody, we are coming up on the Tron Coaster here. Let's see if there's more work going on than usual. Right now I see 1, 2, 3, I see 4 workers. It looks like we also have a truck moving around. We have some workers behind the building. Now I know what you're saying. You're saying 4 workers out on the site. This can't possibly be good. I swear to you, we're in a much better place than we were just a couple weeks ago. Because what happened was, last week, all of a sudden, one morning, a bunch of crews showed up here at the Tron Coaster site. There was rebar moving in, there were props actually moving out, and this actually concerned some people. They were like, wait a second, is Disney like giving up on this attraction? Why are they moving props out of the Tron Coaster building? This is actually a very good sign that hopefully points to a new pace of work here at the Tron Coaster. Because what was actually happening there is Disney was taking a bunch of Tron props that were being stored in the building out so they could ramp back up work on the inside of the attraction. Those props were not ready to be installed. What was going on was they were just sitting in there and Disney wasn't doing much work for months and months and months. So the fact that some of these Tron props are moving out that aren't ready to be installed yet, and the fact that we are seeing more workers and vehicles at the site, this tells us that work here at the Tron Coaster is ramping up back to full speed. If you look at the canopy, you will see all of these wires that were not there before, and I think those are actually lights that they are connected to, the LED lights that make up the LED canopy itself. I think some of those are finally in here and they're doing work on them right now. And also, if you look at all the work that the crane is doing, the crane, it's moving around back and forth, it's actually lifting stuff up and moving it. I don't know what it's lifting up. Let me know what you guys think that is. And you know how earlier I said it was like last week that work started picking back up and they were bringing in lots of rebar? I think what that rebar might be are actually the railings that make up the queue, the inside portion of the queue. Let me know what you guys think, but I think those are railings right there, just all stacked on top of each other, ready to get installed. Filming all this work here at Tron, throughout it, I kept seeing more workers, you know, walking around outside. It really seems like the work right now is really focused on the inside, but at the same time, we are still seeing some movement on the outside, which is a very, very good sign. I think this is a sign that Disney's no longer kicking the can down the road when it comes to the Tron Coaster here, and that makes me very excited for the prospect of hopefully a spring 2022 opening here at the Tron Coaster. And if we continue to see this electrical work happen, Disney brings in those acrylic pieces that are actually going to make up the canopy. I'm not sure if Disney's going to do that until after they do all the work finishing the guest pathway, the queue leading up to the building itself. But if we see this trend here at Tron of the last 2 weeks continue, not only are all those props we just saw move out going to finally be installed and the attraction itself will be done, but also this facade and queue work, I think it'll be done and ready to open during the 50th anniversary. Will it be at the start of the 50th anniversary in October like we were hoping? I don't think that's possible at this point, but I'm just grateful that it seems like Disney is finally taking up an interest in finishing this attraction, because the Tron Coaster is going to be huge, not just for Disney with the crowds it's going to bring in, but also of course for us the guests, us the fans, that I think are very, very excited to get this attraction. As you can see guys, today is a very busy day and also a pretty hot one here in Walt Disney World. I waited pretty long to do the Jungle Cruise. You can see we have some huge lines still for people to get their photos with the castle. There's a lot of people that are doing the photo pass thing right now. It really seems like they could get rid of the park pass reservation system if they wanted to, but as we just talked about in our last video, I'm not sure that's the case. It does have a lot of benefits for Disney outside of just, you know, enforcing distancing guidelines. So that's the latest here in the Magic Kingdom. Be sure to subscribe to those notifications on so you don't miss videos like these in the future. Also, be sure to check out our Teespring store. Today, I'm wearing my Infinity Monorail shirt, which is always the one that seems to get the most compliments for some reason. And I also just want to thank you so much for all your support recently in making these videos. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying them. And I think this month here at Mickey Views, June, we're gonna have a lot of content. We're gonna make a lot of stuff here in the parks, and hopefully there'll be some news this month. That'd be awesome as well. I guess we'll have to see. Live here from the Magic Kingdom, this is Brayden. Thank you so much for watching. Have a magical day.